Hello. What is good? Episode 2 in the books. Let's get it. What do we think, man? What do we think about episode 2? Again, it's your fellow YouTuber or your YouTuber Moomin writer from last time. I'm gonna haven't made too many improvements in the costume yet, but to be honest, but they're gonna be made soon. I just haven't had a lot of time lately, but that's not what you guys care about. Let's uh let's chat about the episode because I do have some thoughts. I do have definitely have some thoughts, and this one had more action, more animation. Of course, you're gonna see online from other people that it's not as it's still not good enough. Never gonna be good enough for anybody. But personally, I thought it was a good episode. I enjoyed it. I'm gonna tell you guys right now. The one thing that's like been standing out to me the most, I mean, aside from like the art, the much improved art, the much improved compositing that like everyone's been talking about. I swear the word compositing has been used a million freaking times in when it comes to talking about this season. I mean, especially because we haven't gotten any like real like fight sequences, animation, things like that yet. But man, the OST for this season is on point. It is so crisp and good. I really enjoyed it, and the this episode was definitely much more animation than the first episode. Still, I guess again, not as much as some people would want, whatever. But personally, with the chunks that had some animation in it, the sequences that had animation in it, I thought looked fine. I thought looked good. Especially at the very end of the episode. I mean, obviously we're gonna be talking like full spoilers for the episode here, so I'm assuming all you guys watched it. But here, like one thing that I want to point out is like the sequence where like well, they call him King the Ripper. I got to start using like their actual like anime names because I'm used to saying like Royal Ripper, Bug God because that's just how like it was for a while when there wasn't like official translations or like I think like Viz changed it up a little bit, but King the Ripper and Insect God, like specifically with King the Ripper, his sequence, like him talking, they picked a really good voice actor for him because he's like literally like the exact. He sounded exactly how I would think that he would sound. You know what I mean? Just like creepy, slimy, just like, dude, I didn't even like it. Just like kind of like man, it almost made my skin crawl. Like just how like creepy he was talking about like when it came to like kids. It's just really good job by the voice actor. He did his job by coming across as like a weird creep monster because that's what King the Ripper is, and his like sequences like show like his like the way they kind of like animated him and his artwork while he was talking. It was like or like how the mood changed as soon as he popped out. Like when like Garo was like sitting there kind of like stunned with like and then the birds start coming out of like the trees and all that. I thought that sequence was really cool. And just a lot of like just really pretty cuts in this one. So I'm not I'm not disappointed with this one at all. Like I know we didn't really get any action except for like the very end. Like now episode 3 is we're gonna get a fight. Like we're gonna get a full on fight finally, what people have been waiting for. But like this was a good warm up to it. You know what I mean? So I was definitely pretty pleased with it in my opinion. But I definitely want to see what you guys think. Let me put up a poll real quick to see what you guys think of the episode. Episode 2 good. Let's see. Let's get the those answers in the poll there, guys. Here, let me just look through what you guys are saying so we can kind of chat up about it. Because the sliding Garo was diabolical. Yeah, I saw that. Like I saw people. I'm like, dude, I don't know, man. Like why do we even care that much about that? I didn't even notice it. You know what I mean? Like as I'm watching the episode, it's not like I looked at that and was like, oh, they're just doing a sliding PNG. It's like, but like now that people bring it up and like just are like zeroing in on it, you know what it reminds me of for any of you guys that watch Invincible, that one part where the Immortal is like in outer space with like with Alan the alien and Invincible and like he's flying back to Earth, but he kind of just like exactly what Cassio just said. It's kind of looked like a sliding PNG. just like across the space. But like, who cares? Like, I don't know, man. I understand that people kind of hold One Punch Man to like a certain standard because of season one and all that, and how good the art is, how good the manga is. But like, you know what I mean? I feel like it's just stuff not worth bickering about. Like, it's just like little things. Like, why do you, like this isn't like some kind of like Demon Slayer production where like, I mean, nobody's gonna be trying to compare what we've seen so far with like Demon Slayer or like even like a lot of the JJK stuff and all that. Like, so like I don't know, man. I think people just I feel like are spoiled. I'm not saying you, Casio, specifically, but like I feel like overall a lot of people are just like spoiled and just want high quality, high level animation for every scene. Like I'm fine with little cuts like that if it means that like the action sequences get more justice. Now, it's yet to be seen if that's the case. Like if we watch next episode and the fight sequence sucks, which I don't think it will because we already got like a good preview of it in the that promotional trailer that came out forever ago. It's gonna be that fight. So like, but if the fights suffer and they look like crap, they look like PNG slides for most of those fights, then I'm gonna have some pretty negative things to say at that point. But like, I feel like right now it's just like I don't know, man. I know there's like people out there like certain YouTubers. I don't think I need to point out exactly who. That like I just feel like they're kind of leaning into the rage bait at this point. They know how like they see how upset the really loyal fans of the series have been getting like just by any type of criticism, which like criticism is fine, if you don't like the episode and there was plenty of things to not like about the first episode, then yeah, so, you're free to your opinion, state your opinion and whatever. But like I feel like the way that a lot of people do it, like especially people that make a career out of just like clickbaity rage baity stuff, like they're kind of just like I don't know, man, it's very toxic for the space. I'm not a big fan of it, but like people do what they want. They do their thing. I'm not gonna, and I do mine. You know what I mean? I dress up like a freaking a weak character from an anime. You know what I mean? So, I guess I'm not really. I don't have much room to talk, but like, I don't know. I just feel like there's so much other crap out there that is so negative in the world, man. That like I just feel like this is anime, man. Enjoy it. Like make this like a let's like talk positively in the space about anime and like just not have all this negativity. You know what I'm saying? Like I watch anime and I enjoy it to this day, even like as I'm a grown ass man. Just because like it's just like not even an escape, just something that I know it's like it's I get to enjoy this, have fun, have fun talking about it with you guys. Like even whether we like it or dislike it, like the fact that we get to have a conversation is also very important. But like when it's just like your agenda is just being super negative, just for because you know that it's gonna get you views. That's why I think I'm like, man, why like am I just that just sucks. Like it just sucks to make a career out of that. But anyway, sorry, I just went on a tangent just because I've been seeing a lot of like I usually stay pretty unplugged from like X and like social media and stuff, but I've been more active lately just to kind of get a good pulse on what people think of the season so far. And I don't know, man. I just see a lot of like baseless negativity out there. Again, there's stuff that you can criticize about the episode. Like this episode, even this had flaws, certainly, but like I don't know. I don't know. I think people are just taking it too far. That drunk dude scene near that restaurant. Oh yeah, the one where like he pointed the knife at him, like he kind of broke his blade and pointed at him. That one, I don't know. That scene honestly was kind of mid. I wish they would have done that one better. I just feel like there wasn't enough like power. You know what I'm saying? The like hate the way we didn't get to see the real fight. Yeah, I know that's these first two episodes are gonna be like the most like I guess boring you could say out of like all the episodes because from here on this point, man, like it's gonna be pretty much like a fight in every single episode, which I'm very much looking forward to. I hated how they hyped up the fight during the episode, then ended it. Yeah, no, I feel that. I mean, that's what promotion is, though. Yeah, after that fight, I'm certain that they are saying they're saving money for the fight since they don't have much of a budget. That could be true. I mean, I don't know. I don't know any actual hard facts about budgeting or like resources and stuff, but that could definitely be the possibility. Soon, what's OST? OST is like it stands for original soundtrack, I believe. I could be wrong in that, but it's pretty much like the background music, like the music that plays like as the episode plays out, like the score or whatever. I didn't know season 3 came out. Carlos, man, you gotta hop on it. It's gonna be a good time. Um, Devonport's brain is cooked. I don't know who that is. Um, no, they won't. They still keep saying it sucks because they can't see individual hair strands moving with every. Garo sliding through the hill was in the manga. They should add dirt and those smoke things. Yeah, yeah. I mean, like again, sure they could have made those scenes better. Like that sliding scene. I watched it a couple times. I didn't notice it on the first watch just because I was just like, I don't know, like overall just observing, enjoying the episode. But like, I just feel like, um, sure they could have definitely done better with it. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and say like, oh, no, that scene of animation was actually really good because no, it's just literally like what Cassio said, like a sliding PNG. You know what I mean? I imagined him talking like that when I was reading. Yeah, no, for really seeing like um, that like his like the voice actor for honestly the voice actor for King the Ripper. He's definitely like been like one of my favorites so far. Definitely my favorite of the new voice actors, 100%. That sliding isn't a big deal. I mean, yeah, that's kind of I guess that's kind of the point I'm saying. Um, okay, what's going on with this Sumed? Let's put you. Sorry, buddy. We can't be spamming the chat like that. Um, I wonder how far this season will get in the manga. I'm sure that I think they're gonna cover. No, they're definitely not gonna get to that, dude. They're gonna get to like the big fight, like Orochi or something. Like that's gonna be where like pretty much where the season ends. I don't. They're definitely not gonna cover the entirety of the arc. No way. Episode 3 will also have a lot of talking scenes, but after that, it's 90% action scenes. I mean, even with that though, you're gonna get like the full-on fight between Garo and Insect God and King the Ripper. That whole fight's gonna play out, and I think people are gonna enjoy it. Like I mean, if it's anything like the promotional video we got, if it keeps that consistency and quality, I think we're gonna have a very good fight to talk about next Sunday. You know what I mean? Um, we didn't even get that fight until Dr. Genus was talking about limiters in the manga, so it's still faithfully adapting the manga in story and sequence. Yeah, that's true. I mean, again, like I think people that read the manga, they kind of knew that like this fight wasn't going to be fully detailed in this episode. I think so. Um, what is the strongest 5 characters in Hunter? We could talk about that in a little bit. I mean, we could chat about that in a bit. Just remind me a little later. Um, we only have 12. Why doesn't it? This season gets good animation in there, but the animation gets like so out of place, looks ridiculous even when that happens. It's just very funny to me. I'm really liking it so far. I get what you mean. The what's up, Al Simmons? How you doing, bud? This episode was okay at best, and One and Murata deserve better. One Punch Man deserves better, but Bandai won't give a great studio high budget. Yeah, I mean, if you really want someone to be mad about, man, it really is Bandai Namco. Bandai Namco, they're the guys that like sucked at promoting the season in general. They were terrible at like giving JC staff the resources they needed, or even using a different studio entirely. Because the thing that people have to understand is that like it's not JC staff really at fault for this, just because it's like if you could be the best animators in the world, but if you don't get the resources you need to make great anime, like the time, the budget to get like really high level animators, like the people that worked on season 1, let's say, like this is not gonna work out. You know what I'm saying? Like even if Mappa was doing this anime, if they had the resources that was given to JC staff, they would have probably not made a very good product. Like with like let's say season 2, like the same quality, maybe a little bit better. You know what I mean? But like it's really like the production committees, like the higher ups at Bandai Namco. Those are the people that people should actually be mad at. Like not the animators or like Shinpei Nagai, let's say the director for season 3, like because those people are working their ass off, man. Like they're working around the clock, losing sleep to try to make this as best like as possible. So I think I appreciate the donation, man. Jonathan, peak episode. Don't get rage baited to hate y'all. Enjoy what you like. Voice acting, OST, compositing, animation was beautiful. We love One Punch Man because it's One Punch Man. That's true, man. I say what you will, let's say this season ends up being crap in terms of animation. Like sure, I'm gonna be upset because we waited so long and didn't get good quality, but at the end of the day, I'm still gonna enjoy the series. You know what I mean? Just because I love reading it. Like even now, every 2 weeks, and it. You know, I mean, obviously, I love it enough to like get a costume for one of the characters. So, um, at least I'm glad about that. This season gets good animation there. Oh yeah, I already read that. Um, hey Andromeda, I have to apologize to you for last year. I wrote script. Oh, okay. Well, we can talk about this some other time. Have you seen? Yeah, I've seen the episode already. I watched it once and I started watching it again. But for the stream, I kind of had to stop, and I'm gonna rewatch it again. Um, because I like first episode, I watched that episode 3 times just because like I wanted to get like every little detail, everything like people pointing out errors or like these things, and I just wanted to get like a real feel for the season. So that's pretty much what I do like every episode that's been coming out. Well, I mean, it's only two, but that's what I plan on doing going forward. Is like I'm gonna watch it several times, um, just to like really like make sure that my opinion on it is like what it is. Um, 6.999 out of 10. Damn, couldn't give it that 7. That's crazy. Um, Art good as usual, animation getting better, but it still feels awkward compared to season 2. Even Garo water crushing rock fist. Like you said, scenes needs power. Yeah, no, honestly, I'm not gonna lie, and I guess I don't know if it might be upsetting some of you guys with this, but I think the water stream rock smashing fist, especially with like the sound effects, I just feel like it wasn't like as good as it was the last 2 seasons. I don't know. I think maybe I just needed to let it grow on me a little bit more. The way that it looks and like the way that it sounds, but like the part where like he uses it, the water stream rock smashing fist, and then he like stops King the Ripper's blade. I just feel like it wasn't like punchy enough. Like it didn't have enough oomph to it. I guess you could say like I wasn't too big of a fan of that. It looked good, I think, but it's just like I feel like with the sound effects, and the new animation for the water stream rock smashing fist, that like I wasn't really like. This is the first time I seen it. You know what I mean? We saw it in the opener too, like the way it was gonna look. But I don't know. It's just, maybe I just got to get used to it. Just I don't know. I wasn't like the biggest fan of it, to be honest with you guys. Um, you can get the best animators in the industry to work on this, but if they're yeah, that's exactly Suzuki. Honestly, um, sorry, people need to understand that some studios are on a limited budget, so yeah, you get what you pay for. Exactly. Right, they're gonna show the doctor talking about Saitama and breaking the limiter, which will be fine on hyping. Yeah, no, that's gonna be Doctor Genius's conversation. Because that's like one of the most important conversations in the entire manga. Because it pretty much explains the power system of the series. You know what I mean? The stuff with the limiter. So like, I think next episode, people you really want to pay attention because not only obviously you're gonna get a good fight, like good actual action, what people are like craving right now. Um, but on top of that, like you're also gonna be getting like really important exposition as to like how the power system of One Punch Man really works. Because I feel like to this point it wasn't really delved into very much at all. I mean, understand that people like can transform into monsters if like either they consume monster cells or they have some kind of like mutation from something related that's causing like super negative emotions or something like that Crablante in the first episode of season 1. He ate so much crab that he turned into one, like stuff like that. Like you understand that exists, but it's gonna be really important this next episode for you guys to like pay attention to what Doctor Genius is saying, what he's like kind of gonna be telling Zombie Man slash telling the audience in a sense, because it's gonna really give you a good understanding of like how abilities and how just stuff functions in One Punch Man when it comes to the power system. So I'm excited to see it, how they animate it. The episode was very peak in episode 2. The last moment with Royal Ripper attacking was smooth and Garo kicking it. Yeah, that kick was good. I like the kick. That was done really pretty well. I enjoyed that at least. I really like that they're not rushing it, but yeah, we only have 12 episodes. That's the thing, man. That's the thing. We have a very limited amount of time to get up to a lot of content, so that's like my only like main concern, just because like there's just so much content. They're definitely gonna have to cut out a lot of good stuff, which kind of sucks. But like, what are you gonna do? Yeah, the animation was good for flowing water, but they didn't pack a punch. And also, your opinion about Garo's kick, yeah. Oh yeah, I just gave that, I guess. Um, Animation talk aside, this episode was funny, dude. This was a funny episode. It was, man. Because I remember, like, obviously, I've read the manga. Like, I read these chapters, like the Monster Association arc. I've read it over several times. And like just seeing it animated, that scene in the diner with like the diner dashing, Saitama like footing Fubuki with the bill just because like she ate one fry, like that shit was funny, man. Like, and when Saitama goes to chase Garo and like just like kind of was like, all right, man, here's a warning. That those sequences, I feel like they were done pretty well. Like the comedy came through with those. I enjoyed them personally. Um, Second half of this episode is good. Yeah, honestly I think the animation like really picked up as the episode went on. Um, they did a good job when Saitama was on screen and the gag was nice. Yeah, definitely, man. Saitama didn't just broke his limiter. Garo broke his limiter too, and other heroes did like blast. Yeah, Saitama removed it. Yeah, that's a discrepancy a lot of people like to make. So I guess this is probably a conversation we're gonna have for next episode once it's actually relevant. But yeah, I always make that mistake too, like saying like Saitama broke his limiter. I make that mistake all the time. He technically removed it. You know what I mean? But like, I guess it's like semantics. You know what I mean? It's not that big a deal, I guess. But um, do you think we get season 4 or more episodes? Yeah, we're definitely gonna get a season 4. Like I honestly think with like the popularity of like the Demon Slayer movie and what I think that the Chainsaw Man movie is gonna do in the U.S. and how it's already done really well in Japan, I feel like anime movies are gonna become more common. You know what I mean? So I think with One Punch Man, the way they should, my opinion, the way I would do it is, do season 3, end it where it's supposed to end, which is like halfway through the Monster Association arc. I'm not gonna spoil anything for like, if you guys are anime only or anything like that, but then do pretty much the rest of the arc in season 4, and then for like the major battle, to end the arc, like have that be a movie. I think that would be a good way to do it. Or like do a movie, do it like the flip, you know what I mean? Like do a movie for like where season 3 ends, and do a movie for like the crazy stuff that happens like immediately after season 3 would end. And then do season 4 for like the rest of it, you know what I mean? But because I think honestly, even with the 4th season, I don't even think that's going to be enough episodes to cover everything that happens in the arc, because this arc is massive, man. It's a massive arc. So, I would not complain if they broke it up that way, you know? Bro, I don't feel like I am One Punch. Even I don't like how they animate dialogue scenes, but 24 minutes feels so fast, means it's watchable. So just get all the good fight animation is okay for me. Yeah, I mean, everyone's waiting for the fighting animations. We'll see, man. We'll see. Just have patience with that. I know it's gonna suck waiting another week, but that's I think it's fine. Bro, JC Sav took the line of Garo very seriously. It takes one step, episode at time to make it. I'm like, hey, man, people that were complaining about him walking in the first episode, his walking was definitely much better in the second one. I would say it's even like just normal anime, like normal animation. Like go figure, right? But I think it was fine. So I don't have any complaints about that. I'm glad that like that super ugly like walking animation they had for the first episode did not stick around. You know what I mean? So I guess everyone, you can put that worry aside. Garl's water fist animation was peak. I've seen people liking it. I mean, again, like maybe it just has to grow on me, but like maybe it's because like the sound effects that came along with it. I just feel like it just wasn't like strong enough. I don't know. The animation was probably fine. I just think it might have just got muddied by. I didn't get to that point on my second watch yet, so I'm gonna rewatch the episode again. Make a video on it and stuff like that. So I mean, if you want like more, if you want One Punch Man content, like this is the channel for it. So subscribe, if you really enjoy that, because I have lots of it. But yeah, I definitely have to rewatch the episode again. Maybe I'll have a different opinion once I see that animation one more time. They literally. That's true, man. They really did do that final boss music. Saitama. Oh yeah, just clarifying there, Al Simmons. Appreciate you. But the real question is, will the producers of the IP care enough to give a season 4 or a movie? Look, put it this way. So season 2 was a big disappointment to people, right? I think now, like looking back at it, rewatching it a few times, I think a lot of people would say that like it's not as bad as the initial backlash. It just looks super bad compared to season 1. You know what I mean? But as a standalone anime season, I don't think it was really that bad. Sure, there was a lot of like pretty ugly cuts and like the metallic coloring, the compositing was terrible, which is why people are talking about compositing so much now. Um, there was definitely a lot to not like about that season, but like add some decent fight sequences, like add good moments, and um, even with like the disappointment that season 2 was, like the series is still very popular. Like people still love the manga, people because it's very high quality, and it's like it has a very loyal fan base, you know. So to be honest, and this is kind of why like companies like Bandai Namco can get away with stuff like this is because they can bank on the loyal fan base that will buy and watch no matter what it is. So even if like this season completely bombs, um I would find it very hard to believe that they won't still make another season or a movie or something because they can make money. Like that's really what it comes down to is like if they can make money on it, they're going to keep doing it no matter what, you know? And for better or worse, you know what I mean? Whether you're a permanent over the internet, can't you make us One Punch Man fans get recognized by the production committee that the fandom is so man Saitama? Look, man, I'll tell you one thing that I've been realizing especially when it comes to like anime, the Japanese anime industry, like they do not care what the West thinks for the most part. Like they care more about what their own fan base cares about or their own people, I guess. Which I mean makes sense, obviously. But like people think that like this can be something like with like the Sonic movie. You know what I mean? Where like people raged so hard for how it looked that the literally the production commit or whatever the production of it like changed completely to redesign Sonic into what people wanted to see. Like that's really kind of like unheard of with Japan. Like the perfect example of this is like if you guys keep up with Chainsaw Man. So Chainsaw Man season 1 I thought was beautiful. A lot of people in the West really loved it, really loved the animation and like the tone, the vibe of it all. But a lot of people in Japan did not like it for whatever reasons they have, you know. So the backlash was pretty negative over there to the point where like they literally got a new director for the movie, and probably for season 2, and they changed the art style to make it fit more, I guess, more what people wanted to watch. Still looked good in my opinion from the movie, and they did not care that the West really liked Chainsaw Man season 1. They care more about what like the people from Japan want. So like me saying this or like me trying to start an uproar or something, they're not gonna give a shit. I'm gonna be honest. That and especially like I just said, because Bandai and Namco like they just like want to make money, um, and they're making money right now with One Punch Man, so they don't care. They're just gonna keep trying to make money. That's really what it comes down to. Um, just came after watching this, bro. I actually enjoyed it. Yeah, I'm glad you did, Goku. I enjoyed it as well. I thought it was pretty fun. Um, I don't have many complaints about it. I mean, here little things here and there, like for example, the water stream rock smashing fist, like the animation for it, and like the sound effects for it, I feel like could have been better. Um, but like the sequence of like him kicking Royal Ripper or King the Ripper, sorry, and like his animation of him catching himself and like spinning back into place, I thought that all looked pretty good. So I don't have any complaints with that. I was pretty happy. Um, all the other budget is in episode 3 to 12. That could very well be the case, man. That could I mean, especially because you know if they're not getting like the greatest budget for the season, then it would make sense to allocate those resources to like the more important scenes. Um, they're doing the blue lock when the fighting starts. The quality gets better. Yeah, I mean, I remember for Blue Lock season 2, there was like a couple sequences where like it was like beautiful animation, and the rest was just like PNG slides, like how people like to say. But um, no, so yeah, they to answer your question here, they do make money from the international audience, of course. But like when it comes to actual like production and like how they actually create anime, they don't really take our opinions. I feel like nearly as heavily as they do the Japanese audience. That's how I feel about it. Again, I could be wrong, but that's just kind of the vibe I've gotten like from being an anime fan for X amount of years. They think that God should they prioritize was better than One Punch Man. Oh my God. Let's just hope the next few would be peaceful enough for a season 4. to come because how things look these days. Yeah, man, that's why at the top of this stream when I was talking about like those people that just like make careers out of like hating on stuff, rage baiting on stuff. Um, I think that's very negative for the space personally. But like again, that's not to say that people can't have a negative opinion on something. It's of course I'm not gonna be blinded as a One Punch Man fan to like if animation looks bad, if things look bad, I'm gonna say that it does. But at the same time, I'm not gonna like completely shit on it like over and over and over again. Like I was doing that like in earlier videos, to be honest, like just being super negative about stuff because things were not looking great. Um, but I kind of realized like man, like why? You know what I mean? Like what's the point? Like if you're just gonna be upset and pissed off all the time about anime, then like that kind of defeats the purpose of why it's so enjoyable. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I just kind of wanted to stay away from stuff like that. Nanika's definitely the most. Oh my god, we're talking about Hunter x Hunter still, huh? Nanika's definitely up there, top five, because he's literally like a dark continent creature. um, I've noticed that some people don't actually mention the actual plot going on. Like they don't care that Orochi was once a human. Everyone just talks about the animation. Like the plot also doesn't matter. Yeah, no, that's the thing, man. Like let's talk. Like wasn't that like technically for anime onlys? That's like a actually pretty big reveal that like Monster King Orochi was created by Giro Giro, and we're gonna find out how next episode really. But like that's a pretty big deal. I don't know. I mean, what the heck? Um, I don't know. I feel like people kind of just like not talking about that at all. Like people that are anime only, waiting for King. I broke plot armor barrier and reduced everyone's IQ by hundreds. Yeah, King's appearances, man, in this season are gonna be good. I'm excited. He's not gonna be there much. He's not gonna be shown much in season 3, but what we do see from him is pretty good. Those people are called NPCs, hating because it's popular to do so instead of criticizing. That's the key. That's the key. I'm glad you said that. Love King Crimson, because like that is the key with this stuff. There's a difference between criticizing and just straight up hating. You know what I mean? There's a huge difference, and I feel like the hating side is where people like. That's where like the where I get the most upset, because I'm like, okay, like I'm not mad that you didn't like the episode. Like you don't have to like it, but like just to hate on it because it's like what you do, it's to make your living. I think that's just a shitty way to live, man. You know what I mean? Um, but I don't want to keep banking like on that. People have like people do what they want to do. They have their lives. You know what I mean? I'm not here to police like the anime community. You know what I mean? I stay in my lane when I can. Um, I wish there was ways for us fans, especially in the West, to ensure proper production times for staff. I think that JC staff could cook if they weren't so overworked and underpaid. I love One Punch Man. Yeah, man, that's the reality of it, though. You know what I mean? What I will say though is, I think honestly, like my expectations were rather low for season 3, just because we got no trailer, like all this stuff. But I think the episode, honestly, like the 2 episodes, have been looking good. The animation lacking, of course, in especially with episode 1, episode 2 a lot better. But like I just think we have to have patience, guys. Like we can't have any big criticism on the season yet if we haven't seen any of the important points. Like let's have some episodes come out, like 6 episodes, watch some fights, like really digest how the flow of the season is going before we can have like an actual like, okay, like these opinions have some kind of basis to it. They carry some kind of weight because it's backed by like all these different examples that you can point out. Right now we're like literally just like, I mean, this is like the age of overreacting, but like everyone's just kind of having like really like what's the word I'm looking for? Really dramatic opinions about stuff, when I just feel like it's like we just got to have some more patience, man. You know what I mean? That's really all it comes down to. I'm doing good, Polito. Oh, Jonathan, thanks for the other donation, man. You're killing it for this one. Appreciate you. Be honest and sincere, 100%. Love the costume. Looking forward. Appreciate you, man. I'm gonna be improving on the costume as these episodes go on, because I'm gonna be it's gonna be my Halloween costume. So I gotta paint the armor, maybe do some like lines on the helmet so it looks more like Moomin Rider's helmet, just like all that cool stuff. So be on the lookout for that. Yeah, episode 3 to 12 will be full of fight scenes. It definitely will. If we assume the majority of fans already read the manga, their frustrations with the animation is kind of understandable, considering they're not really for the plot, but the animation specifically. I can understand that definitely, Mars. 100%. Because I mean, we already know what the story is. We just want to see it animated. We want to see animation quality. That makes a lot of sense. I'm not gonna. I mean, see, again, that's like a criticism. You know what I mean? That's something that like has some understandable reasoning to it. You know what I mean? Not like raging out over a freaking sliding PNG scene that was like 1.5 seconds long. You know what I mean? Um, Not to say anyone in here is doing it, but a lot of people online. After polls, it's safe to say that only minority of viewers are hating on the anime. Um, Goo, I will say though, like I mean, this live stream is full of One Punch Man fans, so um, you know that I guess it's kind of skewed because we already kind of enjoy the series. It's really obvious who's hating and who's criticizing. The one criticizing knows that the things that really matter are Flashy Flash's fight that's coming up very soon, which needs detail. That's hey, well, I'm excited for that fight too. I know we are overreacting, but again, it's One Punch Man, not just any other show. One Punch Man fans are the most passionate. Let me just point out one thing as well to you guys. Like, just look at Berserk. Like, it doesn't matter how beloved a series is. Like, it can go bad really quick. You know what I mean? Like, not saying that that's like a justification for it, but like, it's just this stuff just happens. It's not just One Punch Man. You know what I mean? There's a lot of like popular IPs that like just get the short end of the stick when it comes to like resources. The production committee sucks. Whatever. There's a lot of blame to go around for a lot of that stuff. Um, if season one was the same animation as season two, wouldn't complaining this much. Yeah, that's true. Um, the only problem I had with episode two is they nerfed Fubuki losing all that firepower. If you know what I mean, man. I don't know. I think it was pretty faithfully adapted. I guess is all I'll say. um, the way he slides down the grass. Yeah, no, we've been talking about it. Yeah, people are sticking on that for sure. I know somebody like a YouTuber put it online on Twitter and is kind of like I knew, man. I don't wanna keep going on it, but people judging from a single episode has attention span of a square. I mean, some people, man, some people. Again, criticism's fine, but um, Garla's getting freaking no rest in season three. Nah, man, that guy's gonna be just like nonstop throwing hands this whole season, and I'm all for it. Chinese animators should animate One Punch Man. Chinese animation's been making a lot of moves lately, man. Like, To Be Hero X. I've been meaning to watch that anime. I'm pretty sure it's a Chinese anime or Donghua, I think they call it or whatever. Um, it looks really good. Um, I don't think people get that companies don't care about anime popularity that much. It comes to animation. Yeah, anime doesn't make that much money for like companies. That's like the thing that a lot of people don't understand. It's like merchandise and like things like that, like or like manga sales. That's the stuff that like really makes money. It's not so much anime. Anime is like it's almost like an anime is like a glorified advertisement for an IP. That's pretty much what it is and how they treat it. One Punch Man deserves movie quality adaptation. Of course it does, man. I don't disagree with that. I'm gonna be honest. I haven't read the manga other than the big fight that everyone knows that comes up later. Screw my feet. Yeah, it was hard not to get spoiled during that time. So these episodes mean a lot to me. Yeah, man. Like, just try to listen and absorb as much as you can from, especially episode three. Episode three, like I said earlier, it's gonna have like some crazy exposition. You know what I mean? An explanation of the world. So, like, it's gonna be important to pay attention to it. I mean, there's gonna be fighting going on in between all that stuff. So, I guess try to focus on the fighting and that at the same time. But I don't know. I watched a clip of Supercube. Oh yeah, and that's another good one. Up and down motion with a photo. Are they walking or just posing? Not really sure what you're referring to specifically, Ken, but um, Saitama is like consistently the most popular character in the franchise. The second place is between Fubuki, Tatsumaki, and Genos. Yeah, that's true. Um, but yeah, no, I mean, I'm trying to think of like there was something else that I wanted to talk about specifically with you guys when it came to episode two, um, because I feel like the thing is that the episode opened up like people, I bet you a lot of people's like hearts sank because like the episode opened up with literally just like panning still frames, like the stuff that people were really complaining about for last week's episode. It was like just all still frames for like a solid 30 seconds to a minute at least. And then we started getting animation, and that's I feel like when people get like breathe like a sigh of relief a little bit. Um, so I know that was the case. I think the part where like Garo was eating all that food, I think was animated pretty well as well. Just that whole diner scene was really solid, and I think honestly like aside from like little things here and there, I really think that this episode is a reason for optimism. I really do because I feel like it seems like they know they prioritize and like they're kind of like they know what people want to see and they know what gets people excited. So like I feel like they're very mindful of that and they're not putting as much attention on like in between shots of like nothing really happening or nothing important happening, but like the fights, the key moments, like man, like the all the scenes with Zombie Man for the most part, like they all look so good, man. Like they're doing my boy Zombie Man justice this season. I am here for it because he has one of my favorite fights of the entire arc in this season. Um, and I'm so excited to see what Zombie Man's gonna look like and what his sequences are gonna look like. Um, yeah, Jonathan, the OST is good, man. I enjoy it. I enjoy it, and honestly, the opener, man, I cannot get enough of it. Like I watch it for this episode. I didn't skip over. I want, even though I watched it like a million times already. Like I still like seeing it just because it's so good. And also, I forgot to mention, I did not think I don't remember if they did this with season 1 and 2, but like you know those like almost like commercial break shots that they have in the season where it's like One Punch Man and it's just shows like a punching animation and then like the episode commercial ends, episode comes back and it's some other character saying One Punch Man, you know. I don't remember if that was ever like a thing in the other seasons. I think maybe. Oh, you know what? I think in season 1 for sure, like the animations where it'd be like Geno shooting from his like fire his incineration cannon or Speed of Sound Sonic, any character that's relevant in that episode, those like in between cuts, like they would do it like one color in the next one, and then when they come back from like commercial break, it'd be like a different color. I don't know if you guys are like know what I'm talking about, but I completely forgot that was even a thing. They keep teasing for the first few seconds of Zombie Man theme, but we don't hear the full thing for a few episodes. Actually, you can get the full Zombie Man theme because when they did the Maji Music Festival for One Punch Man, they did like a live orchestra and like live bands of like some of the like some of the OST, and they actually did like the full Zombie Man song. I'm pretty sure, so you could probably find that online somewhere. Like if you just Google or you on YouTube go Zombie Man theme season 3 or something, you'll probably be able to find it. It's good. I really liked it. How do you think the episodes are gonna go? I mean, all the coming episodes are, yeah. So let me just take this. Man, my things are getting fogged up hard as hell. I actually, I'll let me post a link to my X account because I actually like I spent a while doing this. I gave my prediction for like the full season of episodes, um, like where I think each episode's gonna begin and end, and it's like for all 12 episodes. So if you guys want to watch, I mean, kind of get an idea of what I think, like what's all gonna be covered in this season. Here I'll just put my account here. Copy. Give me a follow if you feel like it. If you don't want to, then don't. Up to you. Um, and I think I'm gonna pin it right now. Pin to your profile. So like my pinned post, that's my full prediction of like every episode, what's gonna happen in the episodes, all that. Like I mean, I could obviously be very wrong, so take it with a grain of salt because I don't have any like inside knowledge or anything. But like that's just how I feel like the flow of things are gonna go, or at least maybe what I think they should go. Season season 1, okay, yeah, yeah. Um, were you in the Maji Music Festival? I was not. I was not in the festival. I wish I was. Um, season 1 minor transitions were really well done and awesome. I don't recall season 2 at all. I don't. Yeah, again, I don't think season 2 had any of those like transitions. Not a major thing, but by the way, it would be awesome if all the key characters have banger OSTs waiting for them to show the fight. Yeah, yeah. Honestly, I hope Flashy Flash has a cool one. I'm excited for that because his fight is pretty awesome. One Punch Man is getting Sakamoto Days treatment from fandom. Yes, this episode was still mostly still frames, but the last scenes. Honestly, dude, I only watched like the first like 3 episodes of Sakamoto Days. I genuinely, and this is just not me like trying to like defend One Punch Man or anything. I genuinely think that these first 2 episodes of One Punch Man are better than what we got from Sakamoto Days. That's just me. That's my opinion. Um, I just think that like even that's like my opinion would be worse. Um, where can you watch the episode? I watch them on Hulu because I live in the United States. It depends on the country you live in where you can watch it. I mean, obviously you can like go the not legal route of watching it, but you know I just watch it on Hulu because I already have it. Um, I can share the positive comments and posts on One Punch Man to counter. Ignore those 2 rage baiters. Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, what I'll tell you guys to kind of help keep your sanity, like just create your own opinion, not based off of what other people have to say. Like it could be positive or negative opinion, but like have your own opinion, and like that's all you need, man. Like it really only matters what you think about the season, right? Like if you liked it for these reasons, if you hated it for these reasons, that's all that really matters. Like you don't need other like to read through what all these like rage bait posts and all these like glazing posts to like base your own to create your own opinion. You know what I mean? Like let people have their own opinion and just screw them. You know what I mean? Just have yours, enjoy it or don't enjoy it for whatever reasons, and just live. It's more simple, man. You'll be much happier that way. To be honest, that's something I've been learning from just being online for X amount of years. You know, um, Phoenix Man's yes, dude. The people that watch my videos or like are used to my content on a regular basis, like you know, I am a tier 1 S class Phoenix Man Glazer. Like there's no way around it. He is probably in my top 3 villains in the entire series or monsters, whatever. Villains slash monsters. They're so good. He's so good. I love him in the manga. Like I really, really hope that they do him justice in the anime. Um, I'm really looking forward to seeing that fight. Bro, outfit is sick. Appreciate you, man. It's a work in progress. It's still coming together. Um, Flashy Flash Light Speed fight is going to get ruined. I have the feeling. I mean, I don't know, man. It's possible, like Al, because I know there's gonna be at least like one major fight that's not gonna like be up to par, and like I don't want to, sorry for the Flashy Flash fans out there, but I feel like if I had to pick one, I would want that one to be the one, that or Puri Puri Prisoners fight, like one of those two. I'd be fine if they kind of if they did all the other ones amazing and they butchered one, those would be one of the two that I would choose. Like I'd be like the most okay with. Um, Glad you liked the episode, Ayush. I don't mind the still frames that much. At the end of the day, the things that will capture people's attention, be reposted and shared, is the fights, of course. Yep, that's exactly right. Phoenix Man is the strongest mid dragon. That's a very selective thing to say. Like Phoenix Man is the strongest mid dragon. That's kind of like not an oxymoron, but it's funnily worded. Um, with the pacing, surely Saitama. Yeah, I think that again that'd probably be like the optimal way to do it instead of rushing everything. Um, I think like correct me if I'm wrong here for some of you guys that keep more up to date with this stuff, but isn't there supposed to be like a special announcement for after next episode? Something like that. I think they're gonna have some kind of special announcement. I don't know what it is. I wouldn't be surprised if it was some kind of like merchandise promotion that's like the special announcement. I wouldn't put it past them, but it could be like oh this is. I think maybe they'll say like oh this is just core 1 of a 24 core season or a 24 episode season. This is a 2 core season. That would be pretty hype. Then like we'd probably get season 4 much sooner. Bro, did you see how well drawn Phoenix Man's fight versus Child Emperor was? I highly doubt they have enough budget for that. Yeah, that's true, man. I honestly, okay, the manga is like a certain standard that I feel like even season 1 got close to like doing it as much justice as possible. But like the manga is like an elite level of its own that cannot be replicated. You know what I mean? But particularly with that fight, it was very crazy, awesome artwork, and yeah, I agree. It is going to be very difficult for them to give it like give it justice completely. But I think we can meet somewhere in the middle where it's pretty good, pretty enjoyable, and then like Phoenix Man has a few good shining moments that I'm gonna be looking forward to. Into the stream, I thought the episode was pretty awesome. Oh, I'm glad you made it, Gabe. Better late than never, right? Yeah, ban me for speaking facts. Harmful content. Everyone should be raging. Maybe then the studio will create actual animation. Nah, I mean, don't need to ban you for that, man. You have your opinion, harmful content. So I can't get mad about that. I think it was leaked somewhere on an official Netflix account that season 3 was labeled as One Punch Man season 3 part 1. Take it with a grain of salt, though. Hey, I mean, there is a possibility they can make this in 2 cours. I mean, it would make sense. It would make sense because this arc is so long. There's no way they could do it in 12. So, no, I don't want season 4. They can throw time, even change the producers, but give us peak season 4. One slideshow, man. Yeah. Ufotable, Mappa, Madhouse. Yeah. I know. Let's get Mappa. Let's get Madhouse. Let's get Ufotable. Like that's what everyone's saying. But like, come on. Let's just see this 3rd season play out, guys. And then we can really start to have a conversation about studio changes if that's even possible. The Garo scene was so disappointing. Him sliding. Oh yeah. Again, people have been talking about that quite a bit. Do you think we will ever see Garo versus Saitama fight if the animation is done? Yeah, we're gonna see it, man. We're going to see it in animation form. Whether it's gonna be good, I can't say that. Whether with certainty if it's gonna be good or bad, but sure, harmful, sure. As long as Bandai owns the rights, we are doomed. Yeah, I mean that could be true, man. Bandai sucks. If we can end a conversation with something, is that Bandai Namco is pretty lame and they deserve to get friggin' swirlied and bullied. You know what I mean? Bunch of nerds over there. But whatever. We can't control that. What we can control is our enjoyment of the season, whether you do or you don't. So that's all I'm going to be worried about. Like episode to episode, what we get is what we get, and if it's good, we'll talk about it. If it's bad, we'll talk about it. So, I mean that pretty much covers most of my thoughts on the season, honestly. Like, I mean, on the episode, I thought it was definitely more interesting than the first episode, of course. Better animation. Some things that the water stream rock smashing fist, I might have to, like, on a few watches, like, maybe have it grow on me. But personally, I thought it was a little wonky. But, like, that, like, beginning fight sequence to Garo versus, Royal Ripper and Bug God, I think got me pretty hyped. I'm pretty excited about it. But yeah, they had 6 years to make a decent anime. The thing is, like, the production didn't really start until like 2 years ago. You know what I mean? Or like I think even 3 years ago. And even like you can have more time, but if you still don't have a budget and good direction, like if they were just like all over the place with like they picked their director last second or whatever. I mean, Shinpei Nagaya seems to be doing as good a job as you could possibly do with like the situation he was put in. You know what I mean? But like if you put people in bad situations, no matter how much time you have, you're still not going to get as good of product as you could. You know what I mean? So I think the 6 years things, people kind of like people think that the anime has been actually worked on for 6 years. It's not the case. They should make a movie. Yeah, they should. All right, well, that pretty much does it for my opinion on the episode. I'm gonna make a more, I guess, detailed video once I give the video the episode another watch or two. But until then, if you enjoy One Punch Man content, subscribe. If you don't, if you don't enjoy my content, then plenty of other anime YouTubers out there that are covering One Punch Man, and they might be more of your flavor. So that's gonna do it for this one though. Appreciate you guys, and I'll see you guys in the next stream. Gonna be here every single week after every single episode. So tune in for that. Peace out.